What's good with it, people? It's your boy Jackson. I'm back with another one, baby. All right, man. Your boy Troy Ave had an interview yesterday. It went off with a bang. He dropped some jewels on us, and you know what I mean? Everybody was entertained, at least I believe, by that interview, man. It was a great interview. Let's get to it. All right, man. Now, Troy admits that sometimes he doesn't realize who he is, meaning he doesn't quite, you know what I mean, realize when he's moving around that he's Troy Ave, which is amazing to hear because you would think with as much money as he has, he would know, you know what I mean, where to go in the hood and where not to go. But he says that sometimes he has problems with that. Now, when it comes to his boy Hovain, man, let's just get right into it, man. Hovain was his boy, man. Later turned into his manager, and later he was in an A&R as well. But him and Hovain fell out, man, because he feels like Hovain, when everything went down at Irving Plaza, he didn't see Hovain nowhere. Like, he said he was basically fighting for his life, man. And he said, you know what I mean, niggas owe him more than that. You know what I mean? He feels Hovain left him hanging during the shooting. And when you look at the video, to be honest, the only nigga I don't see running is Troy Ave, man. And I'm not gonna lie about that. I seen everybody else running. You even see Tax Stone running. You know what I mean? Cause Troy got the gun. You know what I mean? But anyways, yeah, man. He basically uses the analogy of, you know, if you in a fire and y'all both went into the house together, he's gonna come back and he gonna get you. Whether he actually believes or whether he actually puts that into action or not, that's to be seen. But right now, that's what he's telling us. And not only did Hovain fall out with him, but he also said the young Lido, which used to be his former artist, Troy Ave brought him up in the conversation, and he fell out with him as well. So you know what I mean? Like, his whole team is pretty much just getting switched over right now, man. Shit is not looking good for the boy. But in a nutshell, though, according to Troy Ave, Lido and Hovain is a couple of suckers, man. And you know what I mean? You can't do nothing but take his opinion because he's the one that, you know, knows them more than anybody else. But he also mentions in the interview with the Breakfast Club that if you wouldn't pray for me, if you wouldn't pay for me, or if you wouldn't spray for me, then you ain't got nothing to say to me, which I kind of agree with to a certain extent. But, you know what I mean? I don't think that quite fits in every situation. Now, he also told us that enemies come with success, and that's something that I do believe that is true. Troy also made a lot of good points, you know what I mean, during the interview when, you know, they were kind of talking about the reasons why he was making the decisions that he was making. Now, he also doesn't believe really that the shooting that happened Christmas Day, he doesn't believe that that was connected to the Irving Plaza incident. So, you know what I mean? Whatever that means, I don't really know, man. But it was a great interview, man. He also, you know, you could tell during the interview that he was not about to get caught in no situation where somebody was gonna say he was snitching. So you don't hear no names getting dropped. You don't hear no specific information. All you hear is kind of like innuendo and just like gestures and shit. You know what I mean? Body language. Like, you can kind of tell, you know, what he's talking about. But he later admits that when he was in the Mozzie, you know what I mean, he sometimes he be kind of doing a little bit extra because he'll pull up with the red Mozzie, you know what I mean, right up to the sidewalk and just post up in the hood, which is crazy to me. It's like, dude, you're a stake out there doing that. Like, you don't have enough people, enough guns to protect you. Like, why would you just pull up with the Mozzie and just shit on niggas? Like, that makes niggas angry. So I could kind of understand why some niggas would be hating on Troy Ave. Now, where the shit starts to get real strange at, the day when he starts to describe the day of the shooting that happened on Christmas. Now, he said he was on his way to go pick up some hats that he had ordered online or some shit. Now, he describes being at the light. He stopped at the light. Now, he sees somebody walk behind his car. Now he said he's used to people walking around his car saying what's up, looking at the car and shit. He driving a Maserati. But he said this time was different because homeboy had a hoodie on and he had it pulled tight. Now he says, long story short, because it didn't sound right when he was explaining it, I'm trying to put all this together. Now he said that once he seen the hoodie was pulled tight, and he seen dude was walking up to from behind his car to now his side door. He said he put his hands on the steering wheel, looked at dude, and he said he needed to buy himself more time. So he basically yelled out at the dude, "You ain't no killer." Now I don't know about you, but I know if I'm in a situation where I know somebody about to rob me or pull a gun out on me and I'm in a Maserati, I'm not yelling out, "No, you ain't no killer." So it didn't really sound right to me, but he said he was trying to freeze dude up, which, you know what I mean? You're going to have to make your own opinion about that. But if I'm going to freeze a dude up, I'm just going to run him over. That's how I'm going to freeze him up, or I'm going to dip. But anyways, he said he put his hands on the steering wheel. He said, "You ain't no killer." And as he was saying that, he was turning the wheel and simultaneously putting his hand on the sport button. I guess the Maserati's got a sport button to where it makes the Maserati, go faster than what it usually goes. So he hits the sport button, he whips the car. I guess dude still fires shots in his back window, busts his back window out. One landed in Troy's head. Troy Ave spins out down the block, hits a median, jumps the median, and for some reason, I guess his door got jammed some type of way. So he said he was trying to um, jump out of the roof of the vehicle, but he couldn't get out the roof. Next thing you know, he says his girl walks around and pulls him out the vehicle. Now, the whole story sounded strange, and everybody on the internet right now is kind of going crazy over how Charlamagne's face was looking during the interview. And to be honest, it kind of gave me I was reminiscing on the Soldier Boy interview when he was talking about when his home got invaded. It just didn't sound right. Like there was even a point where they finally got out of the vehicle. Now they're jogging down the street trying to get to the hospital. And I guess Troy Ave wanted to take a rest. And his girl basically looked at him and said, these niggas ain't gonna kill you. Some movie type shit. Like, I don't know what he was talking about. Basically, she said, "These niggas can't kill you. What you talking about? These niggas can't kill you." I'm like, dude, is this a movie or is he giving an explanation of an event that happened to him in real life? Like, it just sounded really fishy and cinematic. But I digress. You know what I mean? Basically, Charlemagne wasn't feeling the explanation either. You know what I mean? So he even asked Troy Ave. He's like, "Why didn't you just hit the gas?" And Troy Ave was like, "It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that." So, I don't know. I don't even know. Honestly, it wasn't believable. It didn't sound right to me. Like, when something goes down, it's like A, B, C. It's not like this cinematic development of, oh, I had my hand on the wheel and you know what I mean, I was turning it at the same time doing this and doing that, like, and this is as somebody's running up, so you got literally a split second to do all this. Anyways, flash forward to they started talking about Banger's family. Now Troy Ave and Banger's family are not on good terms. Banger's brothers, he said things is kind of wishy-washy with them, but he's definitely not on good terms with Banger's mom. For some reason, I guess they've been homies for years, but he's never met Banger's mom. He said he never met her in his life. So, I didn't understand that part either. It has to be something more to that because, what I mean, basically his brothers was coming out saying he should have apologized and he should have did this and did that, and he didn't handle the whole situation correctly, which, in hindsight, that might be true. You could possibly say that Troy Ave didn't handle that situation completely correct when it came to, dealing with the family of your deceased homeboy. You know what I mean? But there's no handbook to this type of stuff. So, how much can you really down the man for that? But in any event, Charlemagne asked Troy if he thinks these problems are karma from what he said about capital Steez, and his answer to that was basically, what karma? Like, he basically doubled down on the capital Steez situation. He doesn't feel like, he said anything that was out of line. He said this is a rap battle. Like, Tupac said way worse to Biggie's mom. I mean, to Biggie's girl, which, I don't really, I kind of understand where he coming from, and then I kind of don't. You know what I mean? But you never supposed to speak on the dead illy, and you know what I mean. That's that. You know what I mean. But some people don't really go by that. So everybody's different. But he mentions the fact that he had to grow out braids because he got a bullet in his head, so now he can't get haircuts, I guess. So he had to grow out braids. So it was just a bunch of stuff in this interview, man. It was a great interview. Now, Mysonne chimed in on the situation and basically called Troy Ave a bozo and said that he's pushing, you know, basically garbage to the people. And you know what I mean? I see where he's coming from too. You know what I mean? But one thing I didn't agree with that my son said was he said that Troy Ave ain't about that life. Now, I don't know about you, but when I seen the video of Troy Ave busting, I'm like, damn, this nigga is really about that life. Like, I that's the only thing that I thought. You know what I mean? It might have been self-defense. It might not have been self-defense. But one thing I tell you is that he's on camera busting. So, you know what I mean? Like, how much more about that life do you have to be? Like, what else do you have to do in order to be about that life? That's the question I want you guys to leave in the comments section, all right? But it's your boy Jax. I'm going to cut up out of here. Please subscribe. Leave that comment. I'm out. Peace.